Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Lo, the owner of a Dragon House. Here we go again. Today is February 7th. Another fighter officially signed today will be competing on our upcoming event, Dragon House 28, at March 24 at the heart of San Francisco Kezar Pavilion. Huge stack card celebration 10-year anniversary for Dragon House promotion in the Bay. Now, George, good to have you on board.
Thank you for having me.
Let's introduce yourself to all the MMA fight fans out there. Who's Jorge Lima, and where are you born and raised, and where are you coming from? What got you into martial art?
Hi everyone, my name is Jorge Lima. Born and raised here in San Francisco. I fight out of El Nino Training Center here in San Francisco as well.
Now that's awesome. So wow, born and raised, that's pretty rare because San Francisco, for me to be here for like 20 plus years, I see a lot of people come in and go. You know, it's hard to find those native born and raised San Franciscan from here. So that's awesome. So now let's talk a little bit about your martial art career. You've been fighting as an amateur for a long time. Probably most of the guys you fought in the past already turned pro. So what's your thought on that?
I think everybody has their own journeys. Everybody, fight. Things that people have life. Things go on, and people have to stop training for a while, or people get busy with work or have families. So those guys that have gone pro, everybody goes forward with their careers, and I plan on going forward with my career as well and turning pro eventually as well, sometime this year.
So that this might be your last amateur fight, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So I know you fought on Dragon House probably 5+ years ago. You fought Brady Huang, and that was one of the epic fights back in the days. And then now you're still doing amateur. You're facing an upcoming fighter who only have one amateur fight. Very looking forward to trying to make his jump into the pros well, because some people they believe they don't want to get too old to get into the pro circuit. So it's a good test for your opponent. You're fighting a guy, Galvin Sheehan. He only had one fight. Unfortunately, the fight went to a draw. Didn't even get to finish the first round. What's your thoughts on fighting a guy like him?
I don't really know too much about him. All I know is from I actually got to see him fight at his event at your last event, and he's a game opponent. He looks game. He fought game. So I know he's gonna bring it, and I know he's gonna try to take my head off in there. So I'm gonna try to take off his head out in there as well.
Absolutely. Well, that's part of the game. Sportsmanship's one thing. The bell rings on. It's time to go to war. Now, do you have a full-time job besides training?
Yeah. I also have a full-time job, and I train as well. So try to fit both in, when I can, and as much time as I can as well.
That's pretty awesome, though. Like some of the fighters don't know, the audience don't know. Majority fighters, they really sacrifice a lot, to put on the sport. It's require a lot of hours training, special diet. It's a pretty hectic lifestyle to be an MMA fighter. Now, what do you see yourself, in the future? Because two type of fighters. Some of them, they just do it for hobby, get a few fights and retire. Some of them, they want to make a career out of it. So what do you see yourself in the future in MMA world?
I plan on making a career out of fighting. I definitely would like to quit my job and just commit to fighting full time. But for now, my job is what pays the bills for now. And would like to go pro. Start off going pro, get a couple wins, get to fight for Bellator, or get to fight for Combate Americas, which is a very good upcoming MMA promotion. Getting to fight for them, and then eventually working my way to the UFC, ONE FC, or Ryzen. I want to fight on the big shows. The big league shows. And
that's awesome.
Get your top dollars worth as well, because you only fight for so long in this game as well,
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the thing, you use your body to make a living. You got to make the make the most out of it in a short amount of time. Now you're fighting 125 pounds. What do you walk around weight?
I walk around like around 145, 140. And then I work my way down to 25 slowly, but make sure everything is by the book, healthy. None of that crazy weight cut stuff. Right. To follow a very good clean lifestyle. Eating well, and then just monitoring my weight down as I go from there.
That's awesome. Now, if people want to get a hold of you to buy a ticket to watching you fight, how can people contact you?
People can get through me at Facebook. I under Jorge Lima, JORGELIMA, or on Instagram, I go by Jorge Money Lima. So if you want to get at me there, give me an ad. And if you need tickets, let me know as well. I can deliver them to you. We can meet up, whatever works.
Definitely trying to give up some of the support for local fighters. They don't get paid for the fight, especially in the amateur circuit. So hopefully you can hit him up, get a ticket from him so he can get credit for it. A little something for them, So now, if any sponsor, any special people you want to shout out to for your upcoming fight camp?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my barber sponsor, Chris. He's been with me since I started this MMA journey. I know it's been a long road, and he's still supported me, no questions asked. So everybody who needs a barber in Hayward, check him out at Santa Clara Sports Barbershop and ask for Chris and tell him I sent you as well. He'll hook you up.
That's awesome. We'll give you a little discount out there. Make sure you go there and check out the barbershop. So now, if your opponent watching this video, what do you have to say to him?
I would just say train hard, come, bring it, and let's put on a show for these people. And people are going to enjoy our fight. Even though it's an amateur fight, we'll probably put on the best fight on the whole night. So hopefully
can steal the spotlight. Sometimes amateur fight, time goes a little shorter than the pro. They usually more or less strategize and just go in there, and definitely more exciting sometimes watching the amateur than the pros. Pros are a little bit more careful. Amateur just ride or die. Just go in there, do your thing, So all the MMA fight fans, check out the Dragon House 28 fight card layout. Please check out DragonHouseMMA.com. This event is a live stream pay-per-view nationwide, so you can order your live stream pay-per-view voucher from DragonHouseMMA.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up on the Dragon House MMA fan page on Facebook. Thank you for all the love and support. We'll put up another epic event for all the fight fans out there, March 24. Now, any last word you want to shout out to anybody and all the MMA fight fans out there in the Bay?
I just want to say thank you to all my teammates at El Nino Training Center for helping me get ready for this fight and helping me get ready for all my fights. Actually, we're always grinding, we're always doing work. And to all the fans out there, you definitely want to come out and come check this show out. To making sure all the up and coming fighters get guided through the right way, get some good fights under their books before heading on to the big shows. So everybody come out and come check out Dragon House 28.
Awesome. We'll see you guys out there. Good to have you on board, Jorge Lima.
Thank you, Zon.
Look forward to have you, Bennett. Peace.